Greetings and salutations, my fellow humans, and welcome back to the IRL podcast. I am so excited to get into what we got going on today, so let's just jump right in, shall we? Let's get to it. All right, y'all. I have got some great stories for you guys today. It might be a little weighty, might be a little hefty, but that's all right. That's how we do it here in the podcast in this community, all right? So, first things first, okay? First thing on today's agenda. It is an overview of the state of the world we live on. Oh my goodness. Look at all the stuff that is happening on our planet, y'all. This is wild. Okay? Let me just start painting you a picture uh on Earth. Top of the list right now, we got Israel and Palestinians. Okay? Israelites and Palestinians and the utter genocide that is happening in Gaza right now. I don't understand how people in charge basically can tell others like us citizens, us people, other human beings on this planet that what Israel is doing to the Palestinians in Gaza is right. They are literally erasing part of a continent and just continue to bomb it out of sheer vengeance. They're erasing a place on Earth, and we're just supposed to accept it as the right thing to do. Now, let me understand you something, okay? Let me understand you something. I'm not saying what the terrorist group Hamas did was a good thing. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm also saying what Israel is doing is not a good thing. And it's probably an even worse thing than what Hamas did to the Israelites. I swear to God, how many bombs do you have to drop consistently on somebody for you to just be like, okay, let me ease up off this gas pedal a little bit so we can reassess what's going on? No, these people just continue to rain down fire on Gaza. Let's put some facts out there. This ain't the first time. This ain't the second time. This ain't the third time something like this has gone down on that side of the world. Israel has done, it's an apartheid state. You already have people over there who are oppressed and living in an open prison, basically, because of Israel's tactics already. So now you got the bully getting their stick and being an even bigger bully, and we're just supposed to sit here and, like, what? Celebrate Israel for what they're doing? We're just supposed to accept what they're doing as a right thing? Okay, let's talk about it. If that is the correct response to someone who attacks you, let's apply that logic to, let's say, I don't know, black people and police. Yeah, let's go ahead and apply that logic to black people and police. So, since the oppressor has chosen to constantly berate and, like, these are statistics, people. I don't have to get into this. These are statistics. Like, it's proven. Okay, does that now mean us non-white folk get to beat the ever living crap out of any cop we see nowadays? Is that what we're saying? It is okay to obliterate an oppressor as long as they hurt you first. Is that what we're saying? Is that where we're at as a society now? Okay, let me just shelf it. Okay, that's that part of the world. Okay, proxying that part of the world, surrounding it, all those allies. We have America flirting with World War III with Iran, because apparently Iran supplied weapons, did intelligence, all these different things, right? All the proxy nations that are happening around Israel and Palestine are basically participating without participating, just like the United States is doing with Ukraine and Russia, right? Now it's about to be direct conflict between the United States and whoever else on this planet wants to join it, right? So World War III is around the corner, y'all. we got this whole thing with Russia and Ukraine. They're on the back burner now. Everybody forgot about them because Israel decided to come and do something. And then let's talk about the climate change on this earth. Because I'm tired of talking about the war, man. I'm tired of talking about all the different things that are happening with the war and how everybody's ready to fight somebody, and it's just wild. So climate change, man. We just had some new numbers come out. I forget. Man, it was a science journal. Oh, where did it come from? It wasn't Pew. I forget where it is, but there's a new study out right now that gave numbers to the Arctic, Antarctica, and the West Sheet melting. They said it a lot. The West Sheet of Antarctica is basically melting off and isn't accumulating ice, which is necessary for the climate to regulate itself throughout time, right? And so this year, there is nowhere near enough ice sheeting happening, which means it's melting, which if we all understand how ice and water work, if ice melts, it adds to the water level. And if the water level continues to rise, it will overflow whatever it is, right? It'll just start consuming things outside of the flood zone, right? So we're talking about, it was a scary kind of statistic they brought up. 10 feet. The ocean can rise 10 feet. Do you understand how much water that is? 10 feet of water, like sea levels rising by 10 feet. Okay, so that means basically like any coastal region anywhere is now underwater, and new beachfront property will pop up across the planet. So there's that, right? We also got record floodings happening in, what is it? Not Mexico, because they just got hit by a Cat 5 hurricane and torrential downpours. So the planet's trying to do its thing and cleanse the disease off of it, humanity. So it's doing its thing, right? And then we got some local news here in America. I don't even want to call it politics because it's not politicking anymore. The government is completely shut down, which I will say America has never been safer since the government shut down, because they can't keep fucking us over. Excuse my language. Captain America reference. And they just can't keep messing with us because they're shut down. And it's just proving how inconsequential the United States government is. Apparently, it can just shut down for whatever reason, and everything continues to move. Everything continues to work. Why? Because they're unnecessary. All they do is funnel our tax dollars to the rich. Okay, that's their only function now. They used to perform a good function. They used to be there used to be good elected officials who actually did what the people wanted, who fought for resolutions and bills and things that the constituents actually wanted. But that's not, government's been bought and sold a long time ago. So we have that going on. You got Trump's circus of a trial happening. So he's the new Al Capone. He's going down. All his friends are turning on him because they don't want to get caught up in those charges. So now everybody's looking for a deal. He's going to be the Al Capone of our day. And then we have just some insane numbers about relationships in general. So like men and women just aren't connecting. There is way more that I can get into about that. That's a whole topic in and of itself. But it is just to say that men and women, especially here in America, just don't want to be next to each other, aren't getting into a relationship, and aren't building families, which is the whole future of how society works. Like, you need family, you need a nucleus, you need something to build civilization on, and it used to be the family, and now that's no longer the case. So here we are in this, I don't even want to call it apocalyptic civilization that we live in, because it's really not apocalyptic. It's just, it's changed, man. It is the end of an era. Okay? It is the end of America being the top dog in the world. It is the end of, I don't even want to call it peace, but because there really wasn't peace before, but it's the end of the Cold War stuff. People are just going to start actually fighting now amongst each other. Death is coming. We are living at the end of the times where weak people create hard problems. So we're transitioning into hard problems create strong people, but we haven't gotten there yet because we got to get through the hard times. Right now, the weak people are, concluding their season finale on hard times, on weak people creating hard times. So that's where we're transitioning from, and honestly, it really paints one of the dramatic pictures that humanity has really seen, right? We haven't really seen this kind of stuff happen since like the French Revolution or Industrial Age or the invention of the car or like things like that, right? Where society and civilization is transitioning to a new era. We are here witnessing history take place. So many different things have happened in just my lifespan that it's wild to think, man. You reflect on the recent history and look at what COVID did to all of us. It exacerbated a lot of the problems that already existed. And now, like, it's like an exploratory surgery when a doctor goes in to, you know, remove a fatty cyst and finds, oh, yeah, you got stage 4 lymphoma. And I'm really glad we caught it now, but you're still gonna die. Like that's where we're at. like it's wild, man, to just sit here and pay attention to history passing us by. And it's got me thinking. All the stuff I just mentioned about the world and the condition that it's in, what are we peons out here supposed to do? I mean, I go to work every day so I can be broke and not, have enough money to live. But the planet is, forgive me, but these fucking planes are on my goddamn nerves. The planet is literally trying to tell us something. It's got these warning signs going out everywhere. Flooding, like it's all these warning signs are going out, right? And as I'm sitting here trying to pay attention, I got to ask myself, okay, so what's next for me? My job ain't gonna help me survive. This 9 to 5 thing is just so I can get some food and gas in my car. Like it's not gonna be the thing that helps me live the rest of my life. Like there's no like that doesn't exist anymore. And it won't even prepare me for the hard times that are coming up where I might have to defend borders. I might have to figure out how to ration food. I might have to like there's survival things that are coming. The hard times are coming. And it, you got to think about it. You got to plan for it. And as a man who has a son and significant others and relationships that I want to protect, I got to come up with a solution that allows all of us to not only survive, man, but I also want to live happily. I also want to see the world. I have goals and dreams that I'm trying to create. And how do I do that in the chaos that is the world today? Well, you got to start somewhere. I hear that from everybody. You guys got to do it, man. You just got to put one foot out and go for it. Well, that one foot out usually gets lopped off by just the sheer pressure of conformity. You know what I mean? But here it is, man. Like I said, I've started this podcast. I'm creating this community. It will be great. This community will be a safe haven for everybody that feels the way I know most of us feel. So that's why we have to create the solutions. And I honestly don't know what to do. I have guesses. I have things that I can try to participate in, but that's not really the answer. Unfortunately, the answer is we gotta prep and wait. Prep and wait. We don't know what the world will look like. I said earlier, World War III is right around the corner, and it very well could be. Or some smart people could take over and figure out how to usher in new leadership and avert World War III and finally take notice of some of the other geopolitical issues, some of the other local issues. Like there could there could be that outcome. I'm not betting on that, but there could be that outcome. And on the other hand, the planet could just decide to do an ice age or an extreme flood, or we could get hit by an asteroid that's being predicted to get hit by. Like there is no way to plan for our future in this current chaos. But that's that to me says it is the most prime situation for the most dynamic opportunities because we've never lived in a time like this. We've never lived in a world with these conditions, really. We've never been this technologically advanced in as I'm saying in my lifetime to where we can literally forecast a future and ignore it, right? So we gotta prep and survive. So how would I do that? How could we do that? Well, we gotta know what human beings need to survive. Okay, we need shelter, obviously, a place to call our home. Not necessarily, but most definitely some walls and a roof to keep us out of the elements, to keep us away from harsh environments. We need some sort of sustainable food for ourselves. That doesn't mean it tastes good. That doesn't mean it's what you want to eat, but it will sustain you. So we need sustainable food for ourselves. And really, that's kind of it. Yeah, shelter and food. Obviously, water. I'm including water in that, but that's it. So if you know a place that's got walls and food storage and water storage, start investing in it. Start stocking up on some of those essentials. Maybe, putting away a gallon, one of those dollar gallons at the store, gallon waters at the store. Pick an extra one up. Or MREs are great. Military rations, emergency rations, those you can find online now. Get on a program with those. Get yourself 2, 3, 4 weeks of that stuff. Because really, we are in a time where it could happen tomorrow. There could be a nuke in the air tomorrow, and we are just gonna have to figure it out. So that's what I'm doing, guys. I'm not trying to be a doomsdayer. I'm not trying to be a scary, like scare you into tactics type person. I'm just seeing what's happening on the planet. I'm seeing what's happening in the world, and you gotta do something, right? I gotta do something. I can't just stand by. So that's what I would suggest, man. The overview of the state of the world to get us through these next steps um, really will be that we got to prep and survive, and it'll take all of us. It's going to take all of us. I don't have all the skills. I don't have anywhere near all the skills I would need to help a village survive. But I know I could find the people. I know there's enough of us out here that are smart enough. If we put our minds together, we can do the thing. Which leads me to my next topic, guys, of really trying to get through the daily work, right? Getting through the daily monotony and the chaos of all the different things that are pressuring on us right now. Uh, Not just with the world, but in your personal lives. This stuff is real. Like gas prices hurt, food prices hurt, relationships are being tested. Like family units aren't there. Like it's all happening to us on an individual level. So we gotta talk about the daily things that we can do. This is a trick that I had to develop, and it really did. Once I learned it, it really did give me a little bit of an edge when it comes to the world. I call it becoming liquid. What that means is you let it flow through you, right? You can allow it to, whatever it is, situation, to shape you, to mold you, to give you what you need, but then you let it go. Just like water in a river, just like a crazy torrent of water, right? You got to become liquid. Water is one of the best things about our planet, and it gives us a lot of versatility in those principles that we're talking about. You just let it flow. Yeah, it'll hit you. Yeah, it might be heavy, but let it flow. Okay? You feel your feelings. Say what you need to say. Do what you need to do. But then let it go. You learned your lesson, or you didn't. Don't worry, it'll come back around. That's kind of how it works. And let it go. That's what we got to do. We got to become liquid. All the different stresses that we have going on in our lives today, life is way too short to let some of these petty things hold you up. It's not worth it. It really isn't. It's really not worth it to hold on to that grudge about someone cutting you off. It's really not worth it to think about or hold on to that one time that one person said that about the way you look or what you think or contradicted your beliefs. You've learned from it. You've got passion for whatever it is that happened, right? But now it's time to let it go. Now it's time to move on and allow yourself to use the lessons that you've learned from those experiences and become that better person. I really hope that the words I'm saying for everybody and the things that I'm bringing up are helpful. So if any time you guys think I'm talking too much or you don't understand what I'm saying or you find it like it's just not connecting, let me know, guys. I really want to make sure that the things that I'm talking about and the questions that I ask and all the different things that happen in this podcast and in this community are there to be supportive, are there to be enhancing. I don't ever want to hold somebody up or say something that can be misconstrued and someone takes offense to it and it messes them up. I don't want to do that. That's not why I'm here. So if you ever see something or hear something, let me know. This didn't make sense. Like in the comments, this doesn't make sense, bro. You got to talk about it more. Or, hey, can you dig into that a little bit more? I didn't quite get it, but it made sense, and I want to know more about it. Let me know, okay? I need you guys to participate in this because we need each other. I need you guys on my team, and the only way we're ever going to create something really great and special is if we work together. I'm willing to lead it. I'm willing to take the brunt of the things of society when it comes to leadership like that. So put it on my plate, and I'll let you know if I can't handle it. I probably can, but I'll let you know. So participate in those comments. Participate by subscribing to you guys. I really appreciate that. And become liquid. Next thing I want to talk to you guys about is escaping the matrix. Oh, goodness. Let's talk about escaping the matrix. This is one of my favorite topics. I have it in my book as well, Uncommon Sense, coming to you guys, a bookstore near you. Uncommon Sense, Exploring a Better Humanity. It will be on shelves. Don't worry about it. I'm explaining all of that in a later podcast. But the book is coming, guys. Book is coming. But in the book, I have a chapter. Um, I mentioned it in the previous podcast, living in the matrix while Blade running. Okay, so let's talk about escaping, because right now we are all way too plugged in into the digital world. Social media is great when it's used as a tool, um, not when it consumes your life, right? The internet is one of the craziest jungles we have ever come across in our human existence, and it it's dangerous. It's wild in the internet, man. And I really appreciate those of you who are um, learning that social media just it ain't all it's cracked up to be, man. It's really not. It's really not something that you want to get caught in. So let's talk about escaping it, right? Because there is a way out. There is a way out. You don't have to find the one. You can do it yourself. So let's talk about it. Escaping the matrix. One thing I do to help escape the matrix is I use the matrix to my advantage. Google has algorithms that funnel information to you that they think you like. So start putting in things like self-help or some of the dreams that you want to accomplish, some of the goals you want to accomplish. And only start clicking on those things that benefit you. What that's going to do is it's going to redirect some of those topics, redirect some of those suggestions in the ethos that is the Google algorithm, and it will start to help yourself by taking away some of those negative things that you can kind of get caught up in, right? So letting the algorithms work for you. It's okay to let technology help you when you need it, right? So use those algorithms. And then also for those algorithms, like let's take Instagram for example. Instagram. It is by far, in my opinion, the most addictive app out there today. It took over the place of Facebook, I believe, and Instagram is now like Ready Player One status. Okay, it is the Oasis virtually for us, right? And in that world of Instagram, you can find almost anything or anyone. You can look them up anywhere, anytime, any place, and you can probably find information on a person that you never would have met in your entire life. That network of people that exist on Instagram can be used to your benefit. So same thing. Search for like-minded. Instead of searching for specific people, search for ideas like justice for all, or no to overturning Roe v. Wade, or whatever the thing that you're thinking of, search it. Don't just search for the specific person. Search for the ideals now. What that's going to do on your social media, it's also going to kind of tweak those algorithms a little bit. It's going to start funneling people into your page that would help you more rather than harm you, right? And then ultimately, the best way to escape the matrix is to unplug. Yeah, set the phone down, turn off the social media, turn off the TV, turn off the iPad, turn off the everything that is networked in your life, and go outside. Feel the sunshine, feel the rain, listen to the wind, look at the birds, play with your dog, play with your kids. Step away from the digital environment. Ready Player One really was a great movie in that regard, where everybody did get locked into this digital world, but then the genius that was who created it totally understood the only place you can get a good sandwich is in the real world, and that matters, right? That matters so much more than the clicks, then the likes, then the story, then the this or that. So that's going to be how you escape the matrix, guys. That's going to be how you escape the matrix. And I'm hoping that once we all start talking about it, once we all start coming together, the revolution will begin and we'll start meeting up in person, right? I have so many plans for events for everybody to get together and connect on that social level as a person again. COVID really took that away from us, and I think we are searching for that platform, right? So that's what we're going to do with IRL. That's what we're going to do with this community. We're going to escape this matrix and become more, we're going to become more human. I'm really looking forward to it. Last topic for you guys. I want to talk to you guys about my book. Like I said, Uncommon Sense, Exploring a Better Humanity. It is in production right now. It is at the Publicist. We are waiting on funds to get it going, as it were, but it's all done. Tiny book, 58 pages, and it's really not a book, y'all. It's a workbook. It's about that guidebook to your life, and I want to talk about it because it's such a, this thing is near and dear to my heart. This was the first book I was ever able to complete as a writer, and I went through the whole process of sitting down, mapping out all the different things that went into creating a book. And this workbook is really going to help a lot of people, I believe. Let me talk to you guys about some of the content that's in it, right? Here's some of the titles of the chapters, okay? Your tribe starts with you. Living in the Matrix while Blade running. Yeah, we talk about that one a lot. Here's a fun one. This one is going to get a lot of people. Dimensional living. What do you think that one's about? Dimensional living. Yeah, that one's good. That one's juicy. That one gets real involved. There's also challenges in here too. Things like designing your own flag. There's a lot that goes into that, right? Design your own flag or your banner, as it were. Other things like being defeated versus giving up, or doing something uncomfortable. Reaching that escape velocity so that your life can become better. This is my book, guys. It's a 58-page little workbook that I'm so excited to get it out to you guys and really put material in your hand so that it can apply tangibly to your life. And I'm really hoping that when you guys see the magic, you guys can take it and run with it, right? You guys can make it something I never thought possible. I'm just here creating a floor, or even the sand that is underneath the floor, or even the bedrock that's underneath the sand that is on the, like, I know it's going to take all of us, guys. It's going to take all of us to create something better that we as humanity know we're capable of. But the premise of my book, the first thing that you'll read in my book outside of the table of contents is the definition of cognition. Okay, I'm going to read to you right now. Cognition, the mental action or process of acquiring knowledge and understanding through thought, experience, and the senses. Okay? Cognition is so important, and it's why we human beings are the top animal in the jungle earth. Okay? So pay attention to that. Understand cognition is our superpower because it takes all of our senses, experiences, and thoughts and morphs it into knowledge and understanding. How powerful is that? I cannot wait for you guys to get this book. Like I said, it's scheduled to come out sometime next Christmas, so not 2023 Christmas, but 2024 Christmas. I'm working on getting it done sooner for you guys because I really do think it is going to be something special, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in those emails. I'm open, guys. Talk to me. Ask me a question. If you want to ask me about a topic, if you want to ask me just a random question, go ahead. Shoot me a DM. Shoot me an email. I am open. The only way this thing is going to work is if we all communicate and work together. So let's get it done. And I hope to see you guys on the next episode. All right? All right, y'all. See ya.